I mean, it's not my first time being an opponent in Boston. So, I'm just looking forward to competing with my teammates. And, hopefully we can just keep it strictly basketball. There's no belligerence or any racism going on, subtle racism and people yelling from the crowd. But even if it is, it's part of the nature of the game. And we're just going to focus on what we can control.
Is it something you've experienced in Boston before?
I'm not the only one that could attest to this, but it's just, it won't. It is what it is.
17, Scott Brooks without one of his main men, Russel Westbrook, who evidently tweaked his right ankle a few moments ago. And as they were leading him off the floor, and fans come out and cheer, come out and boo, yell all you want. We encourage that. This is just plain stupidity. Somebody pouring some popcorn, and any athlete, being Westbrook or whomever, they are pumped with their adrenaline. He's probably feeling bad. His team may be en route here to losing this game too. Just a stupid thing to do.
Knicks were up 1 when Derrick Rose went to the bench. They went +9, and R.
It's your boy Cal, bringing you another video on the channel today. Today we're bringing you a little bit of a different video, kind of. It's related to spirituality in a sense of the energy dynamic and how the media portrays things, how topics all of a sudden come to fruition, and the narrative they portray behind them. So if you watch the NBA, right? I don't really watch it religiously. I kind of just observe it from ESPN notifications. I know it's the playoffs right now, but let's just go back a week ago. Kyrie Irving was on the Celtics from 2017 to 2019, I believe. He went to the Nets. Right now he's there with KD, Harden, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, fucking mega team, right? And I do not believe he has been back to Boston since the last time he was there, and due to the racism he faced. I could be wrong about that, but I know he's always since he's left Boston has always been okay, I don't really want to go back there, I don't like that place. In a press conference after, I believe, the second game, the Celtics, so the Celtics and the Nets are in a playoffs series right now, right? And so the Nets have home court advantage, and the Celtics obviously have to play the first 2 games there, right? The Nets won the first 2 games, and then after that, they go, and the Celtics have home court advantage for the next 2 games, and then, it flip-flops after that. After the second game, Nets won. Players who do really well have a press conference. And so within that press conference, Kyrie said, I hope when I return to Boston, there is no subtle racism. I'm obviously paraphrasing. That's probably not exactly what he said, but it was in that general field. And so after this, right, it brought that, I guess you could say, topic within people's conscious attention field once again. And I shit you not, the players versus the fans conflict, I guess you could say, or debate or topic came up once again, because this has been an issue within the past, right? But it's kind of died down for a long time now, and nothing has really sparked back up because of COVID. Fans aren't really there, which makes sense. But I guess a day or 2 goes by, might even be the next day. Trae Young, player for the Atlanta Hawks, right, gets spit on. I believe he was also called a racial slur as well. And Russel Westbrook, point guard, maybe shooting guard, for the Washington Wizards, while he's leaving the arena, going into the tunnel, he gets poured on with popcorn, right? And maybe he was even called something as well. I know he has been called something in the past. And I'm sure there was another incident too, but it was crazy how this all unfolded. And it got me thinking, I was like, why is this happening now? Why is this happening now? Obviously, none of this stuff is good. I totally understand it. I do not support any single one of the actions. But I was like, it just made me think. I was like, why is this all happening now? Okay, Kyrie just said it. Okay, and then like what, like 3 incidents happen all of a sudden the next day? Like, this is something you really have to question, right? And a lot of the players were brought up the hashtag protect the players. And listen, I'm not trying to start any conspiracy theory and being like, okay, maybe these players weren't, maybe they were crisis actors, conspiracy actors. You know, I'm just simply questioning it. And I'm using a situation like this that pops up out of the blue. Like, it's crazy because the chain of events happened so fast. And maybe because the Celtics played the Nets last night, and I don't think anything happened, but if something did happen, that kind of confirms my theory even more. But stuff like this is very relatable to big stories within the world. You look at the race wars, you look at COVID, you look at any type of push narrative by the media, by people on social media. It seems like events happen like this, right? And only events that reconfirm that theory, that narrative that they're pushing, that only they want for you to hear, seems to continue to happen, right? And I'm using this as another example. George Floyd, when that whole entire circumstance went down, what do you know? More and more situations like that continue to occur. I'm not saying any of those situations were moral or correct, right? They obviously were incorrect, and they obviously deserve justice. 100% there. But I'm more so looking at the truth, right? And how it's spun, and what perspectives are not being shown. What is not being shown? Because when those outside perspectives are shown, people may not take the side of the media. And when people may not take the side of the media, that means less viewers for them. And what does less viewers mean? Less viewers are watching their ads. And less ads, it stops the whole entire advertisement cycle, and they lose profit. That is the #1 priority of these big media companies. The NBA, right? Protect their players. They pretty much prioritize profit over their players. Just how it is. When you look at this, when you look at kind of what happened, right, with Kyrie Irving, with Trae Young, with Russel Westbrook, once again, nothing that happened to them, I'm saying, was right, that should have happened, right, that fan should have called them this, that fan should have done this to them. No. That is not what I'm saying with this video. I'm saying how that situation, how that circumstance, that truth, the facts of that situation were spun into pushing a narrative. And listen, I could be completely wrong about this, but I'm just sharing my own personal experience and what I was thinking as this was going on, right? Because it was like, I don't even watch the NBA, and I found out about it, right? So therefore, and I'm sure a lot of people experience this as well, allow more people their attention, right? The biggest currency in humanity, right? People want your attention. That's what literally drives publicity, promotion, marketability, right? And that put a lot of attention on the playoffs, on the NBA's biggest, I guess you could say, event of the year besides the finals, right? Or maybe the All-Star game. And what do you know? They want people to watch this, which I don't blame them. From a business perspective, that makes total sense. But this is something you have to question, because people could be stealing your energy, which in essence is who you are. This is why you have to be aware while you're watching this type of stuff, while you're examining this type of stuff, because they know, maybe not the NBA in specific, but media companies, marketers know what grabs individuals' attention, and that's what they base their products off of. That's what they base their stories off of. That's what they base the narrative that they're trying to portray to people, because they want to use you for profit. The more the numbers go up, right, that means the demand is still there, because we are supplying it. We as the individual have to stop giving into shit like this, right? Because if we keep giving into shit like this, we're going to see more and more and more of it. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with showing these stories, but it just has to be balanced out, right? And there has to be a balance of good perspectives, bad perspectives, neutral perspectives, right? All these perspectives that is a perspective that we label as good and bad have to be shown. And they are available, they are out there, but you have to do your own research. Question, lead yourself. Don't allow others to lead for you. And I'm even guilty of this at times too. I'm not saying constantly that I'm like, oh yeah, dude, I'm not going to look at this and then I'm going to go research everything on my own. Yeah, I'm going to go be a doctor. No. But we have to question, because questioning leads to more questions, and you get kind of a better understanding rather than what they're just trying to say with that. You develop your own perspective rather than their perspective, and you're blindly accepting it because you can fall victim to what they're saying, and maybe that may not work out for your own personal experience. So I just wanted to use this story kind of as a way to show you how to question things, how to look at things that have kind of like a chain effect of events that regularly happen within the same narrative, right? Because I don't know what the whole entire thing around this story, right? The whole marketability, obviously I'll never know that, but just through that questioning, I'm allowing myself to become aware of maybe that possibility for happening. Once again, not saying any of those events were good, moral, correct, justifiable? No, obviously they were not. With all that being said, guys, love yourself because I love you, baby. And yeah, peace the fuck. Ha, hoo, hoo.